All right, looks like we're live. Yeah, sorry for the delay. It looks like a lot of us couldn't get Hangouts on air to start. I was just pulled in here to help set up the Hangout, but it took me a bit longer as well. Okay, I just talked to Seb.
Is he joining?
Hang on.
He can't. More technical problems.
Just out of interest, did you use your Gmail or Canonical account for this?
Canonical.
Okay. That's bizarre. So I just started this from my Gmail account. I don't know.
From your personal one, okay.
Yeah, personal account, yeah. Okay. So Seb just says it works after clear recent activity and log in again. No idea what that means. So you're going to lead this session?
Sure. I wasn't planning to do it by myself, but I can proxy everything through IRC.
Yeah. To everyone on IRC, if you're interested to join the session, let us know and we'll give you the link. Just going to invite Danny. Do you know who else we need in the discussion? So we have Stephen.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, he's joining. Great. I wanted to get Seb, but he can't.
Ian.
See who else is subscribed to the. Stefan is in another session right now, unfortunately. Well, I guess this will do, and we can just talk to people on IRC. Thank you, Daniel, for finally getting this going. Okay, so let me see. Let me just make sure Seb is paying attention on. Are we in Ubuntu Desktop, or is there another IRC channel that is unique to this Hangout?
There's
So
Ubuntu UDS Platform 1.
Yep.
Ah.
And we have Seb as well. Perfect.
Hello.
Oh, Seb joined! Yay! Okay. All right, so now I'm in the IRC channel. Everything is great.
Hey.
So, why don't we start? So I wanted to
Yeah, it looks like Michael's connection has some problems. Can somebody else start the conversation or explain what we're going to talk about?
Sure, I can have a look. So the goal this cycle is to start a new ISO with a Unity8 and Mir. So it's easy for people to test the new desktop, give feedback on it, and we can experiment on the image and wrap up the quality there. So we did start the work on this a few weeks ago. The new ISO is on the CD image tracker now, and it's called Ubuntu Desktop Next, I think. Let me look for the link so I can share.
Okay.
So I did paste the link on IRC. The current daily is not working. There is a bug with the auto-logging there. We are looking at fixing it in the next days. So that's a known issue. Otherwise, let me share the blueprint, the link of the blueprint as well. The blueprint has a few work items already, but we need to put more on this. And that's all I had as an introduction. I don't know if Mike is back. Mike, is it working now? Seems not.
Doesn't
Okay,
sound
so
like it.
oh, please go ahead. Stefan, you are saying something?
Nope.
No? Okay, so I can try to summarize some of the goals for the cycle. So we are looking at getting a Unity8 running on Mir on the desktop, having the phone greeter as a logging and log screen there. We want to get Qt applications and GTK working on Mir. So the desktop team is looking at the GTK Mir backend. And Qt should already be working with the QPA we are using since last cycle. I know some people are looking at the session management and having proper logout and shutdown there this cycle. One of the goals is also to try to get virtual machines running on Unity8. It would make possible to run a LTS session from inside Unity8 if it's working. Did anybody add another goal I did not list there?
This image has no X server on it whatsoever. Is that correct?
It still has one at the moment because we are using the desktop greeter, but the goal is to have no X on it, yes.
Does it have all the core apps from the phone on this image as well?
Not yet. We did install the few ones which are as depths in Universe. We need to have a look at making the clicks install on the ISO. We don't have any expertise there yet, so it's one of the topics for the cycle.
So the goal is to have click packages on the ISO rather than debs?
Yeah. And we are going to look at maybe using system image for this ISO as well this cycle. It's it's a big maybe, but we are looking at it.
Right. Will this be an installable image, so we can install it onto the hard drive on my laptop, so I can just run it from there as well? Or is that not part of this?
So we are going to make the standalone installer working for sure. We don't know if you are going to have a Ubiquiti running in the live session. That's a wish list. It might happen or not.
Right. All right.
So I don't know if we want to cover like more work items, maybe listing extra goals, like collecting ideas, feedback from users. I don't know. So Loic is pointing on IRC that we are going to have a system image for server session later today. So there might be a common topic like during this submit discussion about using system image in other flavors and ISOs.
Do you know if there's much work required to switch to the new greeter on the image?
Mike was looking at it. It seems to be only a couple of bug fixes to get like the phone one, but then there's a new design, like the design is different for the desktop and the phone. So maybe some people are going to look at improving the desktop UI or making like a proper desktop UI from the same code base this cycle.
Do you think we would rather switch to the phone one or keep with the standard desktop greeter if the phone one doesn't have a desktop interface yet?
Well, the phone one is handling password and auto login, so I think it should be good enough. If we want to get no X on the image, it might be better to start with the phone one.
Does it let you like select different sessions, for example, and things like that?
No, I don't think the current version does. That's one of the items we are going to need to add cycle.
Yeah.
But I don't think the new image needs to be like fully ready for like production. So if the default like gator only handle one session and you need to change a config file by hand, like to change your session, that should be fine. I mean, it's not going to be perfect this cycle in any case.
I think for 14.10, our goal is to have an image that has no X11 on it whatsoever, and if that means, you know, you have limited functionality in the greeter, I'm perfectly fine with that, just for this particular ISO.
Okay.
I'm going to take some notes in the later part about this, so maybe we can update the blueprint at the end of the session.
Good plan.
If some other people wants to add like notes to the later part, please do.
Are there any people on IRC who have input? Will it run in VirtualBox?
I think it depends whether Mir will run on VMs, and as far as I understand, you can run Mir in VMware currently, is that right? But I don't think it works in VirtualBox or KVM at the minute. I'm not sure what the plans are there.
I think it's on the roadmap from the Mir team, but they have a lot to do this cycle, and the phone is the first priority. I'm not sure they are going to get to VMs this cycle.
Yeah, I think we have VMware. That's what somebody said to me, but I haven't tried it myself. Other than that, I think we're probably expecting people to be running it on their actual hardware. at least for now. And I'll give the link again.
Hey Mike, is your connection working now? No? Still not?
So Mike looks like the obvious target for work items, right?
Whoop.
Yeah, going to assign everything to him.
But yeah. Looks like I missed the entire thing. Sorry about that.
So what were some of the other work items that came up?
We need to think about how testing. So what tests we need and how they're going to be run. We currently have smoke testing for the desktop, the regular desktop ISOs. I guess we want something similar for this. I don't know who in the QA team looks after that. I'm not sure.
So I was talking to Evan a few weeks ago about getting the new ISO tested, and they said they would have a look to getting it in their system. Like they are still running Auto, the old desktop tools, and they said they could boot the ISO and run the autopilot tests there. The same they are doing for the phone image.
We would want, well, maybe once installation works, we'd want to test that it can always be installed every day and stuff like that as well. Like the live session works properly and things like that. Which is what we have for promoting from pending to current on the desktop daily images at the minute.
Do we have any installation tests on the desktop currently?
I think so. I'm not sure exactly what they do, but this is how they. There's a target on CD image which is only activated once it's passed a certain set of tests, and I'm not sure exactly what those tests are, but I know that this infrastructure does exist, and I think it covers installation as well, but I'd have to check.
Okay, I'm adding a work item to the Etherpad notes to talk to the QA team about the current setup and if you could be using the same for the new image there.
So it sounds like for proper session testing, we want to be able to install the image and then reboot. From what I'm reading on IRC.
Something like that, I guess, would be ideal. Like install, reboot, and do some stuff. Maybe run the autopilot tests in that system or something.
So that implies someone should be making sure that installing the ISO does work.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm adding some work items to the Etherpad. So I got one about the ISO testing, one for the phone greeter and getting into work on the desktop, one about looking at the feature gap in the greeter and look at the thing we need to implement this cycle, or maybe next. Just make a list and maybe start working on some of the items on the list. Get the installer to work, either in install mode only or in the live session. Look at pre-installing clicks on the ISO.
And we've got a volunteer to make sure that the installer works.
Is Dimitri going to look at it?
He volunteered.
Good. Thanks, Dimitri. So, any other work item you need to add to the list there? I'm sure I forgot some, so if you have any, just please speak now, let me know.
Are you just putting like basic things on here?
Well,
Not like the full story, right? Because
no, just like the target of opportunities for this cycle.
Yeah, okay, that's fair enough.
So is Michael Terry going to work on getting the phone greeter to work on the desktop?
Yeah, I think he said he would have a look after landing the split greeter, which did happen last week, so let me ask on IRC. Yeah, so Mike says that the phone is a priority, but he wants to look at the desktop as well. So I'm going to work with him this cycle to make sure that's like landing and in place. Like by mid-cycle would be good.
Okay. So, is there anything else? Because I think we're reaching the end.
And nothing
Basically
else.
just greeter and installation, and everything else will just come for free. Oh, greeter installation and click packages. Everything else comes for free, so to speak.
So
Good.
Dimitri is asking about if the image is auto login now, and no, we still have a bug there, but it's in the queue for landing. So hopefully this week or next week it should be fine. So somebody is asking how they can help with testing, and like the answer is once we get the ISO to properly boot, you can download it, boot it, and like report bugs on Launchpad, give feedback, tell us what's working, what's not working. But don't expect too much from the image in the first time. Like it's going to be pretty limited, and we know there is a lot to do there.
Where should bugs be reported? And obviously, if there's an app failure, it should be reported for the app. But with the ISO itself, what's the best way to report that?
Do you expect like bugs specific to the ISO itself? Oh.
Doesn't install, doesn't boot up.
I don't know. Maybe on the Unity desktop mirror session.
Yeah. That would probably be the best catch-all for anything that isn't obvious.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as we know where, and then someone can document it on a wiki somewhere. Perhaps we should make that a work item.
Yeah, I'm going to take this one. Getting a wiki page up and starting documenting like what is on the current ISO, what's the status, and how to test what is now to not be working, so we don't get like too many reports about the same things.
And maybe a few people could sign up as bug contacts for the package.
Yeah.
Maybe just for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm going to add the desktop team. We have a team for bugs, but I don't think many people read this, so I'm going to subscribe as well. And if a few others could do the same, that would be good.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Anything else there? Okay, since not. Should we just wrap then?
I think so.
Okay. So thank you, everyone.
Going twice.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.